Look, if you're a young person navigating today's world, you already know it can be a lot. Between the endless scroll of social media, the constant pressure to fit in, and just the general noise of everyday life, it's incredibly easy to feel totally, completely burned out. But what if an ancient spiritual text, written literally thousands of years ago, actually held the ultimate survival guide for dealing with modern toxic environments? Well, today, in this explainer, we are looking at the Ginza Rabba. This is the holy book of the Mandaean people. And we're going to break down its profound ancient wisdom and translate it into a roadmap for finding your true, authentic glow today. So, ever just wake up and feel like this world is just heavy and exhausting? You go to school, you go to work, you deal with endless drama, you run into totally fake vibes, and by the end of the day, you literally feel like you've been carrying a mountain on your shoulders. It's the daily grind, right? It's that massive pressure to present a perfect image while dealing with a reality that feels, well, anything but perfect. It is absolutely exhausting. But here's the thing. You are so not alone in feeling that way. Humanity has been feeling this for millennia. The authors of the Ginza Rabba understood this deep spiritual exhaustion perfectly. They fully recognize that the physical world we navigate every single day can completely drain our true essence if we aren't careful. Okay, let's dive right into this. The text offers this incredibly powerful blessing. Blessed are you, O soul. You have left this world, the house of sins and the wicked. Now, don't just think of this as some old religious chant. Think of it as a massively empowering, validating statement. The text kicks off by literally blessing the soul just for surviving. It's basically saying, good for you. You made it out. When it calls this world the house of sins and the wicked, it's validating that bad energy is very, very real. Sometimes you're stuck in situations or surrounded by people that just drag you down. This ancient text validates that exact feeling. It tells you that feeling drained by negative environments isn't some weakness. It's actually proof that your soul knows it doesn't belong in all that toxicity. To make sense of this, the Ginza Rabba sets up a really stark contrast between two different realities. On one side, we've got the world of darkness, and this is defined by hate, envy, pain, and deceit. Basically, this is that exhausting, fake physical reality we just talked about. It's the jealousy you see online, the hurtful rumors, the situations where people just aren't being real with you. But then, on the flip side, we have the land of light. This represents pure, authentic, spiritual reality. It's defined as a place of absolute peace, your first home, and your true family. The whole point here is that the text wants you to recognize that the dark, heavy stuff, it's just a temporary physical environment. Your true nature actually belongs in that land of light. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we today would call a highly toxic environment. It highlights escaping this world of darkness, which is filled with hate, envy, and transgressions. It calls it a world of pain. And perhaps most relatable for us right now, it specifically mentions escaping deceit, what we would absolutely call fake vibes. Now, when the text talks about escaping all of this, it isn't just talking about the end of your physical life. No, it's giving you a mental and emotional framework for setting boundaries right now. It's basically telling you to detach your self-worth from the hate, the envy, and the deceit floating around you. So once you actually recognize that toxic environment for what it is, what do? Well, you rise above it. The text commands ascend, O soul, ascend to your first home, the home of the Yuthras, the home of your good family. I absolutely love this word, ascend. It means you don't get down and fight in the mud with the negativity. You elevate your energy, you raise your standards, and you return to where you truly belong. The text calls this your first home. It's this beautiful idea that deep down, way before the world started telling you who you should be, you already knew exactly who you were. You're just traveling back to that original pure state. Now, what's really interesting here is this specific concept of the Uthras. In Mandaean cosmology, these are angelic beings of light. But let's put that into a modern perspective. Think of the Uthras as your ultimate soul tribe. You know, like the group chat where you don't have to fake your personality or filter your thoughts at all. The text literally calls them your good family. Have you ever met someone, or maybe found a group of friends, where you didn't have to wear a mask and they just immediately understood your true energy? That is the exact concept of the Uthras. They represent the guardians of your true self. The promise here is that when you ascend past the fake vibes of the world, you are going to find the people who actually understand and embrace the real you. So this passage actually gives us a literal step-by-step map for liberation. Step 1, leaving the world of pain and deceit. Practically speaking, that means setting boundaries, recognizing what is toxic, and actively deciding not to let it control you anymore. Step 2, ascending to the first home. This is where you elevate your mindset, focusing on your own growth, your peace, and finding that true tribe we just talked about. And finally, step 3, which is the ultimate goal here, putting on the garment of light. This whole roadmap shows us that escaping a bad situation isn't just about running away from something. It leads directly to discovering and proudly wearing your true glowing self. Let's actually zoom in on that third step for a second, because the imagery here is just stunning. Put on the garment of light and fragrance, your dignified throne established by the life in the land of light. Translating this ancient imagery into our modern world, the garment of light is your authentic self-worth. The moment you stop caring about the deceit and the envy of the world, you get to put on this glowing, undeniable armor of truth. It even mentions fragrance, which means it's something beautiful, something noticeable that just naturally radiates from you. You step into your dignified throne, meaning you fully take ownership of your personal power. You aren't playing small anymore just to fit into that world of darkness. You are letting your inner truth shine, completely unapologetically. Let's see how this builds, because the Ginza Rabba gets very, very real about what is actually holding the soul down, referring to it as the body of clay. This clay represents everything that is heavy and exhausting about physical life. The text explicitly mentions escaping the heavy, flawed physical body, gaining freedom from sickness and release from disease. But it goes way deeper than that. It talks about being released from literal and metaphorical demons and the end of active persecution. If you've ever felt like your own anxiety or maybe the cruelty of high school rumors were actual demons actively dragging you down, well, this text gets it. It totally acknowledges how heavy the clay of this world is, and it completely celebrates the incredible relief of finally breaking free from it. And after this wildly exhausting journey through the clay, the pain, and the deceit, the whole narrative comes to this beautiful, peaceful resolution. The dwellings of your Ethra brothers are your resting place. The life is the purifier. Just think about how comforting that actually is. After all the grinding and surviving, you finally get to rest. You are safe with your chosen family, your Ethras. In Mandaean belief, the life is the supreme divine force. So this means that whatever dirt, whatever trauma, or whatever toxicity you happen to pick up while navigating the world of darkness, it just gets washed away. You are completely purified and restored back to your original, shining state. So, I want to challenge you with a question as we wrap up this explainer. If your soul left the noise of this world today, how bright would your inner light actually shine? You see, this ancient text from the Ginza Rabba isn't just a history lesson. It is a mirror. It asks every single one of us to look past the heavy clay, the fake vibes, and the toxic environments we deal with every single day. It reminds us that right beneath all that noise, you already possess a garment of light. So my advice, focus on your inner worth today. Do not let the world of darkness dim your glow. Ascend, find your tribe, and let your true self shine. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I genuinely hope this ancient wisdom helps you navigate your modern world just a little bit brighter.